again, Lidia. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's our third episode. We should be already professional now, isn't it? We're fine.
Hey. Yeah, so what are we doing here? What are we talking about? So if you've been following us by now, you know that this is a mini episode series where Anca and I, the first-time podcasters, are trying out our best to take our couloir one-on-one conversations about authentic leadership, leading as you, what we call it, to, the women that we want to hear about this, because we are on a little big mission here to inspire you and empower you and give you some tips of what we see works in leading as you, because that's where your energy sits actually.
Yeah, and last time we talked about the inner work to discover who you are as a leader, and we got lots of comments about, realization of the powerful work about discovering who you are, and the discomfort, but also, the release of realization that this is much deeper conversation that needs to happen. But now we want to move a little bit from realize who you are into who you really are. How do you show up? And
Mm.
today it's about personal branding. And I have to say, Lydia, I know you have a seminar about personal branding that I find it always very interesting and very useful. I would like you to share a little bit what is personal branding and why it's so important, because this is really key for women to understand and a little bit move out from their, square box.
Oh, yes, thank you. And I feel, when one woman told me recently after listening to my personal brand session, she's like, when I hear the word personal brand, I feel like shrinking and going, kind of under my table. Because so many women, including myself for a long time, were thinking that if we do our work well, it will speak for itself, right? So the hope is that you don't have to do any personal branding and everybody will know about you just because you deliver and you do your work so deliberately and so well. I hate to disappoint you. It is not going to speak for itself, and you really got to own and brand it and really position yourself. Because yeah, like I thought in the preparation to say that at the current pace, women will have and will achieve gender parity in 134 years. Current pace being the pre-DNI backlash. So I think next year evaluation will be much, much more. And so one of the implications of that is the system, which has not been designed for women for women to succeed in the first place, is getting even worse. So if you are not known for who you want to be, how you want to lead, for where you want to make impact professionally, it is getting much, much, much harder for you to get there. So today we're going to talk about how to position yourself and how to tell the world and the world of work who you want to be. That's the plan.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this whole topic?
Yeah, and actually, I have to tell the story about my realization of the personal branding. And again, I kind of, after I saw your seminar, I also understood, the theory behind. But for me, with my story, I told you about, I'm getting, more experience in the field. I wanted to give back to the society. And I wanted, we are on a mission both to support women, me to get into the tech, you to get women to recognize their brands and, become leaders in the world. And when I started to do that, my entire life was in a box related to the company I'm working today. So when everyone was asking me who you are, and I was always saying, hey, I'm Anca, I'm XXS. I said my title, my job title, that's what I'm doing. And then I realized that actually this is not always who am I. So actually I do a lot of work which is outside of that work. I am supporting women. I'm a public speaker. Have ideas. I am a mom. I am a wife. I have other passion. I like classical music. And that's actually who am I. And I'm also the corporate where I'm working. And I'm also, but it's not just that. So with that mind, in mind, when I was asked to speak to a conference, I start actually to, when they asked me, can you come and talk about IK? I said, no, I don't want to talk only about my company. I want to talk about things that I am doing, which is probably sometimes related to my company, but also sometimes to the things that I'm doing outside, which speaks who am I, to speaks to my mission, to speaks to my values, to speaks to how I want to actually show off this. And I have to say, the moment when I start practicing that, the world has opened to me in a different way,
Yeah.
meaning different opportunities, different people I meet, including you, which actually change the way you see the world and then also help you on the mission. But it's hard work. It's really hard work to understand how you position yourself, because you again, we and I am very, I want to see, as you said, I'm very, in a way, humble. I don't really like to talk about my what I'm doing. I really feel really very
Mm-hmm.
difficult to speak about the things I'm doing. It is like, it feel like, should I show it? It should be visible by everyone. Don't you see it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
And
don't know
it's,
why it's so hard. Why it's so hard that we as women, we cannot speak about what we are doing and about our achievements.
yeah, it's like this. I find it so true. This natural, kind of wired in our DNA humbleness is just so there. And just, I'm really curious to check in with our audience listening us to us. Do you feel that thing in you, that thought really conditioning you to be like, I just do my thing very well, and then it will be known? Do you have that? Really curious. If you could put that in comments, I'm really interested to
Yeah.
check in. But uh, I find it really a dominating idea, unfortunately. And when I talk to women about, okay, do you want to start positioning your work or your next interest or the next role that you're interested in, it's really like, And when I talk about, do you want to start putting something on LinkedIn about what you really are, it's really crushing, kind of most of the women that I start working with. But I also see how, like, a liberative work around this. So first thing that I would like all of our listeners to realize is that you have a brand, no matter if you work on it or not, if you realize it or not, it's there. Actually, a brand is your reputation, what people think of you and how they perceive you when you're even not in the room. So you probably realize that people have opinions about you, and it's actually a choice whether you start owning it or you let it flow however it wants to flow. So my proposal is to really start like shaping it how you want your narrative to be. And one other idea that I love to offer to everyone is you can really think more about how you serve with everything that you bring to the workplace with your expertise, experience, values, interests, how you make the things that you work on better. And then it becomes not so much about you, which scares most of the women away, but it becomes about what you can bring, about the good stuff that you bring out there to the world. So that's a bit of a liberative trick I find I want to share.
And maybe my trick is also that it's very difficult. But the moment you start practicing this kind of self-awareness branding and position yourself, people are coming to you. And for me, every piece of appreciation, a little bit of, oh, you are good in saying that things. Oh, you showed up very nice, and I have been inspired by your story. It's
Mhm.
actually, again, I call it a snowball. It grows you in your confidence. It grows
Yeah.
you because it's building you that, okay, so people are really, they really see who am I and what I'm doing by just showing and speaking and talking from the heart, and actually brings you, grows your branding in a way. So
Yeah.
for me, that was very important, just starting and daring to start, be brave and courageous in kind of show it off a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Yeah, I have a mission. I can do that. I want to do that. That's what I believe in it. That's how I want to see. That's how I want to be perceived. And that's what I have done with my own hands. And then, building that, it's create like this confidence that somehow, you grow, and then the community grows around you.
I love that. I love that you shared about the mission first, about like something that really, truly, deep inside you, you want to do. And then it becomes easier to talk that, okay, I did some of this that really equips me now to do my mission, to work on it. And yeah, again, it's like it becomes so much easier to talk about it. So here is a tip for our audience. Just think for yourself about what positive outcomes, mission, or even, kind of smaller things that you could say, okay, this is really the right stuff to do, the good stuff the team, the organization needs. And think about where can you talk about this good stuff that is right to do, and you are already doing it. So reverse the script, like don't brand yourself first, but brand yourself through what's the good thing to do. And think about the forum. So I encourage you to, first of all, think about the direct circle of your influence, starting from your manager, your team, your immediate, kind of maybe N+1, who needs to know about the good stuff that you're doing. So make sure you have a drumbeat of telling them about the good things. Make it a weekly, Friday sharing. Okay, this is just the good stuff I wanted you to know about. Or maybe a monthly catch up with somebody who really needs to know about these good things, but start really owning it. And like Anca shared, when you have the opportunity to share it more publicly, that's just a multiplier. Maybe there is a forum, next town hall, next team update meeting, or a bigger stage where you could start talking about the goodness that you create in the world.
And now, Lydia, I want to kind of put you on spot a little bit. Remember last year we had our first kind of coaching session. Remember about what kind of leader you are.
Yeah.
And you really pressed me to find the word that describes me. And I can I share it? What was kind of our word? And then you said, listening what you're saying, we were struggling, and we said fire and said igniting leader. And for me, remember that after our session, I created that mini conference that you were also invited, which is really was about igniting leader and what means to be an igniting leader. Because it's not only about you, it's about bringing others together with you in this journey and supporting others to grow and opening eyes for others. For me, this is kind of the things that gives me passion about it and gives me feeling that I have accomplished something in this life. But this opening these eyes, like, the fire that you bring and you connect people and then you make them to realize that the life it's more than you just see it. And it's always in your hands to choose path you want to take, because as you said, there is already a brand of you. You just need to use it and package it in a nice way so you can actually show it to wherever you need it. But for me, that was kind of a record, the reward of realizing that. So it was very, very, actually very powerful moment with you, Lydia.
Thank you. I'm really glad, kind of it sparked you, but also, I just want to unpack it for our audience. Like, what does that mean for them? So when we have been asking you in our previous episodes to really think about, okay, what describes you, what makes you you? And whenever, I think about personal brand, I really also want you to understand that it's going to be so much more powerful if it's personal to you. So when you think about 1, 2, 3 words maybe that really describe, you when you are in your genius zone, in your creation, really, like, you know how it feels for you. Think about how would you describe yourself. For Anca, in that sense, we came out to that igniting leader word, which really, I feel, to what I hear, really became that little engine of when you think I am the igniting leader, how do I behave? So naturally, this personal branding becomes something that comes within, not a mask, a facade that you try to impress everybody, but really something that you want to project to the outer world. So really, I feel, like this, we can share about really just making your work visible, making your mission or what interests you known by immediate circle or the next circle of people, but also knowing deeply for yourself what is it that is going to ignite you, really make you brand and manifest and just project that energy of who you are onto other people, so they come to you and you are self-ignited, self-propelled by this. So here's that tip.
Okay, so this episode is to an end. Next time we are going to talk about engaging with your network, but also the cost of being real in the work relation. How do we dare to be real? Do we dare to build deep connection with your network? How can we do that? And what really means for us to do that? So
I love looking forward to
Yes.
it. But also, please share with us what resonated with you out of this conversation. Share it with anybody who you feel needs to hear this. And also, we encourage you to register, first of all, for our final event, where one of you will experience a one-on-one coaching for yourself, but also where all of this thing of leading as you comes together. So hopefully you can lead more as you. See you there.
See you till next time. Bye bye.
Bye.